What's your best I've made a huge mistake moment? Mine is happening right now. I was the drum major of my college marching band. There were 2 of us, and I was junior, so I was assigned to conduct the band when they were facing backfield. We were hosting the state band competition. Biggest crowd of the year by far. All the kids from every school around. In rehearsal, I ran back across the field during a big crescendo as they were turning around, ran up the podium, and hit the downbeat just as they were hitting the big note at the top of the phrase. Pretty awesome. Except, it rained the night before the performance, and marching band shoes are flat-soled, no tread at all, and the uniform was all white. I started running, crossing the field, slipping just a little, and couldn't stop. Wiped out completely, slipped right into the metal podium, climbed up, finished the song, slumped to the ground, killed the applause as the crowd was wondering if I was dead. Which would have been better? Epilogue. The next morning, at the doctor's office, the nurse asked, "How did you get hurt?" I told her, "Slipped while running on wet grass." She says, "Oh, my god, you're the drum major for Hurt Derp State." I slept through my flight this morning. Waking up fully rested, I instantly knew I'd overslept. Such a shitty feeling. It's to my cousin's wedding, so I had to rebook. Since I'm flying from a tiny airport in the Northeast all the way to San Diego, it cost me an extra $700. This wedding better be freaking awesome. What do you mean I can't chew tinfoil? Of course I can. Give me a little ball. I think my teeth just trembled. 3rd class of scuba certification. Instructor announces that we will be learning how to remove our wetsuits in case of an emergency while in the water. Quite why you'd ever want to remove your wetsuit, I still don't know. So all of us in the class head to the locker room to put on our wetsuits before heading back to the pool. I, in my rather legendary foolishness, proceed to remove my swim trunks before putting on my wetsuit. So, I get back to the pool, throw on my tank, and flop into the water. The instructor is standing at the edge of the pool, announcing to the class, "Well, the first step in removing your wetsuit is," when I realize, I am a total fucktard. I have made a huge mistake. I raised my hand and admitted that I was naked under my suit. Silence ensued. I mean, total silence. I think the pool water stopped lapping. After a moment I was told by the teacher to either go back in and change, or be a true man and, well, go for it. I went for it. You are a true man. Probably the first time I bought a boat. It was a piece of crap that I almost killed myself in because I thought, how hard can sailing be? People have been doing this for thousands of years. I got to be in calculus. I think I can handle this. I skimmed through an how to sail with the wind video, considered myself certified, then proceeded to go out with a buddy who had never even been on a boat before. I've made a huge mistake after the mainsail broke loose and we couldn't start the outboard. It was considerably windy and choppy out there and I really thought 2 of us were going to die. Didn't even have life jackets. Ended up getting saved by a small Coast Guard vessel that just happened to be cruising by. Yay, I'm a dumbass. Jumped into a lake for a swim, only a few weeks after a major abdominal surgery. Was expecting full use of my abdominal muscles. Really, I had no use of them. I barely made it to shore. A friend of mine died this way. He jumped in, and he just drowned. He knew how to swim, and how he died is a mystery. I was curious as to the effects of IcyHot when rubbed upon one's nipples. Instant regret. Ever since I was a small boy, I have enjoyed the taste of fresh apple juice. Knowing this, my mother bought gallon bottles of it even though she did not enjoy it. One day, being the big boy, age 6, I thought I decided I was going to have a glass of apple juice without asking her to pour the heavy bottle. Miraculously, I poured myself a glass without incidents and proceeded to imbibe it. That was great, I thought to myself. So I decided to have another, and before I knew it, I had drank an entire gallon of sweet, acidic apple juice. Within 10 minutes, the fire of an entire apple orchard erupted from within my gut. I've made a huge mistake, I thought as I collapsed to the floor. I was violently ill for almost 3 days with severe acidosis. How a small child drank 1 gallon of apple juice, I will never know. I know how a small child drank that crap. It's delicious. I was swimming at a hotel pool with the built-in tables and chairs attached to the bottom. I figured it would be awesome to swim in and out between them like a fish in a reef. Keep in mind, this is off season, and nobody in the pool area was anywhere near me. I zoom through a few chairs, and I'm feeling like some kind of underwater arc star. Like I'm Mick Jagger and these cement chairs are hot groupies trying to get a piece of me. Suddenly, my chest is on fire and I'm not moving. I wedged my chest between a chair and table, underneath the table, so there's 2 inches of cement between me and sweet air. I was pretty sure I was going to be on the Darwin Awards in about 45 seconds, so I thrashed and wiggled like my life depended on it, and managed to scrape a 6x6 inch patch of skin off both back and chest. But I got free. The idea of drowning is terrifying, but the idea of drowning in a hotel pool of your own stupidity is both terrifying and humiliating. I think the humiliation is what gave me the burst of energy to get free. This is one of my worst fears. I once came up under a dinghy in a lake and I thought it was all over. I was riding my bike around the edge of my lake as a child. Somehow, I got it into my head that riding on my wood dock would be perfectly safe. Less than a minute and I went off into shallow water, the gears catching on the wood so that I hit the rocks face first. I have never felt my spine curve that much. In that moment, I knew I had fricked up. Aftermath was half my face was skinned. My glasses had punctured in 2 places around my eye socket, and I walked up to my mom and just said hi, dripping in blood. She was not pleased. I wish I had a lake. So 2 weeks ago, my boss called me at my desk, and it went like this. Boss, so, Mike, I'm in Greenville, NC. Me, yes. Boss, you were supposed to send me to Greenville, SC. Me, I don't know what to say right now except sorry. There is also a Greenville, GA. I've been to all 3. I live a sad life. When I was in 2nd grade, I came across a picture of a woman that was topless. In my young, adolescent mind, I thought it was a good idea to take it to school and tell all my friends that the woman in the picture topless was my mother. I realized I made a huge mistake when I was in the principal's office shortly after. Still cringe thinking about it to this day. However, my dad gets a good laugh out of it every time. In high school I had these jeans where if I put my hands in my pocket, the zipper would automatically open. For some reason I continued to wear these pants, mostly out of laziness. I was in one of my classes where the teacher was really cool, got along with her pretty well. For some reason, I thought it would be funny to go up to her while she was sitting down, put my crotch area about half a foot away from her face and go, watch this as I put my hands in my pocket to unleash my zipper. I didn't realize that my boxers were opened and Pumper 911 Jr. flopped out right in front of her. Even if they were closed and she didn't see anything, I have no idea why I thought it was a good and funny idea. Right when I noticed it I realized I made a huge mistake. I made a huge mistake. Well, someone is confident. I was constipated for a week once, so at work, I ate a whole box of Fiber One bars and drank a large hot coffee. I shat 7 or 8 times before lunch. One turd was pure black and I swear to God one had veins. I had developed a belly over the course of that week from the build-up, so my skin felt loose for a while afterwards. Also I could not stop farting, even after the turd storm ended. One fart was so bad I actually vomited from the smell. Also, have you ever smoked a cigarette and then blown the smoke through a napkin to see the tar? Well, that's what my pants looked like after farting for 10 hours straight. Just blew cigarette smoke through a napkin to try this. I think I'm gonna quit now. In middle school, I was on the track team. I used to avoid peeing in school for no other reason than inconvenience. Oh yeah, and a 2-inch pool of pee on every restroom floor. Anyways, one day at track practice I couldn't hold it, but I was at the starting line getting ready to run. Before I started running, the urine did. I pretended I was stretching and got really close to the ground. It didn't help much. I had pee all over my shorts. How no one found out I'll never know. They knew. I accidentally left an adult toy in the bathroom last night. Since I live alone this is normally not a problem. Had unexpected guests today. One of them had to use the bathroom. Oh god, why? Oh my god, ouch. When I was much younger, around 7 or 8, I had the urge to pee very badly. At this time in my life, my family frequented the local community swimming pool and I had just passed the test to go into the deep end. I even got one of those sweet, stretchy anklets that signify my deep end baller status. Anyway, I really had to pee, like really bad. Bad enough that I achieved a prepubescent erection. I ran as fast as I could towards the restrooms that were at the end of the pool, near the deep end. I made it to the urinal, but it was too tall for me and there were no kiddie ones. So I hopped onto my tippy toes and whipped it out, but since I was at full mast and angled slightly backwards, the stream went right into my frickin' eye, like Balaam, a sure shot right to the iris. And I couldn't very well correct my trajectory due to the circumstances at hand, so I pulled my bathing suit back on, continued to pee my pants and ran straight into the deep end, opening and closing my eyes to get the pee out. You should have been in the pool like everyone else. A couple of years ago I sat down to relieve myself. Little did I know that somehow, and don't ask me how because I just don't know, the tip of my penis was not aimed into the bowl. When I started to pee I literally got it all over my shorts. I had no idea what to do at that point. Yeah, been there, except I was sitting down about to deuce drop and somehow perfectly aimed between the seat and the bowl and peed right through the crack. One time when I had a stomach flu I thought I only had to fart. Never trust a fart. I went on a first date with a girl that I had been talking online to for a while. We decided to go to a movie together one weekend, so I met her at a theater an hour away. I let her pick whatever movie she wanted to see, so we saw Flicker, a stereotypical horse movie. You can probably guess the plot better than I can remember. Girl finds wild horse, loves it, tries to tame it, no one thinks she can, blah blah blah. We get inside and there is not a single other person in the theater. The movie is pretty bad and at one point this giant mountain lion jumps out of a tree and tries to eat Flicker himself. It just seemed so random to me that this mountain lion either wanted to eat this giant horse or at least just kill him because he hated it for some off-screen reason. Also it looked super cheesy, so I accidentally started laughing a little bit, and then the girl that I was with slowly turned towards me with a face of such disgust, such venom that I immediately stopped all giggling. I then realized that she had tears streaming down her face and at that moment said to me in that completely empty theater loudly, "How can you be laughing at a time like this?" I slowly turned my attention back to the movie, finished watching it, said goodnight, and drove back to school. I will never forget those words. I often repeat them back to myself in the varying ways that you can say these pretzels are making me thirsty. Everything about that night just seems so ridiculous now. It was like it was destiny. That movie was made entirely to have that ridiculous scene in it so me and this girl could be in this empty theater together so I could chuckle and she could deliver the perfect line of "How can you be laughing at a time like this?" Having realized too late that I no longer possess the upper body strength nor small feet I had when I was a child, at 18 I tried to scale a chain link fence, making it halfway up before my arms gave out. Feet slipped and I was left hanging by my shirt and bra, tee waving in the breeze, shirt pulled up over my face, hooked on the top of the fence. The kid walking by had the biggest eyes, mouth agape as he walked by, as I flailed, jumping, trying to free myself. Good times. You've been visited by the banana guardian. He will protect you and all of your bananas, but only if you comment "Protect us mighty doggo." If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.